Yah, the creator of the heavens and the earth, has his way of doing things. He has his order, his manner, and his instructions. And we are warned to not fall for the deceptions because there are many out there. Take a look at Mark 13. For false Christs and false prophets will arise and show signs and wonders to deceive, if possible, even the elect. But if we don't know the definition of a real prophet and how to spot a false one, then we could easily be deceived. Same thing with the Messiah. And here's what the real Messiah says about that. And he said, "Take heed that you be not deceived, for many will come in my name, saying, I am he, and the time has drawn near. Therefore do not go after them." We have a false Messiah, we have a false return of the Messiah. But again, if you don't know what to look for, then you could easily be deceived, or anybody could really. We even have a false God and a false prophet here in 2 Thessalonians. And notice that it says he's in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. But if you don't know what the real temple looks like, you could get fooled into thinking that the real temple is a fake one. But this is the type of stuff we're dealing with in our day and age. Because so much deception has crept in over the years, this is where we're at. Because people have believed false prophets who give false prophecies, and they, like others, teach people false ways to worship our Creator, using things like false Sabbaths, false holy days, false teachings, and false laws, which are really just man-made laws. Look at what Daniel says about the fourth beast that will actually persecute the saints. I suspect he will largely be able to get away with this because of all this false teaching and deception. And this stuff has been around since the Garden of Eden, where the serpent paints a false reality and gives a false conclusion to what would happen if they did sin, as well as a false sense of hope. And Eve even recited to the serpent, no less, a false commandment, namely that of not being able to touch the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And it's that little bit of a deception that led to the downfall of humanity. So how much more so should we be on the lookout for deception elsewhere? Especially now that it has taken more root and is further deep-seated than we realize. And you can still see these deceptions in our modern time in many, many churches across the globe, teaching false holy days, false Sabbaths, and false laws that aren't really of Yah, of our Creator. So remember, in order to know what the false or deception is, you have to know what the true, what the real is. Shalom.